Welcome back to REMIC TV. You're watching What's Going On, and I'm Jasmine Bowen. Today we are talking to Dianne Robinson, a jewelry designer with a unique twist. Now, Dianne, before the break, we were talking about your children and your family a year ago. Can you tell me what happened a year ago?
A year ago, there are a lot of people who go through certain things, and they tend to hide it because of the embarrassment. Many of us who portray ourselves as being very strong, people like myself who are always helping others, we come off as being, we have it all together. And so when something happens, and it can be something that's very simple, that forces us to, that rocks our foundation, we can either do one of two things. We can allow that situation to destroy us. We can allow the situation to empower and strengthen us, as well as we can also use that situation to help others. Mine just happened to be a relational thing that happened, and my upbringing, my teenage years, my childhood, I've always been somebody that's been very assertive and very confident. Self-esteem, because I was always taught I can do whatever I want to do. It's my limitations would be from myself, and so I've never had self-esteem or self-confidence or self-worth issues, and got involved with someone, and he was everything that I thought I wanted. He was in the arts, as I do, because I'm also a spoken word artist as well, and at the end of the day, what happened, I observed him with a friend that he said was just a friend, and he was helping her out. And a simple question turned into something that was very bad. Nothing physical, but at the end of the day, his words tore at me and threw me into depression. He tore at the very fabric of who I am and what makes me who I am, being a survivor of rape and molestation. We have a type of filter that we use, that we are able to decipher who we can allow into our world and who we feel safe with.
Absolutely, and you went through this rape back home?
It was here in Canada.
It was here in Canada.
Here in Canada. And so when you have somebody who knows you like that, and when they're able to take that knowledge and then turn it around and use it to tear at the very fabric of you, you do lose your confidence, you lose your self-esteem, you lose the worth of who you are. And I went into depression to the point where I thought I wanted to just end it all. And only to find out at the end of the day that he had many of us in sustaining relationships, and had him to deal with the girlfriend that literally verbally attacked me. I was at an event. I was speaking on my journey of healing, and she videotaped that and put it on Twitter and had many non-complimentary things to say.
That sounds
for
like
a while.
simple case of jealousy.
Well, at the time, you know, when you're going through it, and I'm trying to deal with healing myself and dealing with learning how to forgive, you know, to have that constantly bombarding you was something that was very difficult for me. I volunteered at an event, and I had to deal with them there as well. And so my self-esteem, my self-worth took a dive. And it was also very difficult, because when I'm always the person that's talking to other people and saying you can't allow other people to chip away at who you are, you can't allow circumstances to chip away at your worth and at your self-esteem, to now find myself on the opposite side of the fence, it was very hard. And solace came in my connection with God, because I am a Christian as well, but also working on my jewelry. There's just something about taking raw material and having it in front of me, and just in my pain creating things, and in my joy creating things, and a lot of these pieces came out of that time.
So you find that your jewelry is kind of an outlet for what you've been through?
Yes, it is definitely an outlet.
I think that's so much more interesting than kind of a mass-produced thing. From what were we talking about before? That each piece represents a different emotion. Now, you brought some of these beautiful pieces in to show us. Is there a particular piece that has a story behind it?
Well, my favorite piece, it's very hard when you ask an artist what's their favorite piece. A spoken word, if you ask a spoken word artist, if you ask me what's my favorite poem, I can't tell you because they all are birthed from an emotion. They're birthed from an event, and so to choose one is very difficult. And it's the same thing with my pieces. My favorite piece would be the ring that I made because
hold it up.
It surprised me that I could actually do that. It's
one thing. It's a very simple
silver ring, but it started off as a blob of silver, and I had to smooth it out and fashion it out into a 2-inch piece of strip. And then from there I had to apply flux and annealing to it so that you see a perfectly formed circle with nothing, with no joining or anything. So
I can't tell where you joined it at all.
All of that work went into it, and then the texturizing of the metal itself to bring the sheen and the different textures to it. And that process took about a week.
A week just to make that ring.
Just to make this ring.
I can only imagine how long it took to make some of these then.
It inspired my love to go into metalsmithing. So silversmithing will be my next journey from beadworking. So making bands and engagement bands and jewelry bands. So
and that's a big market.
My favorite piece.
There's always a market
for that.
Now, how about some of these pieces? Do any of them have a story?
This was one of the pieces that Mr. Caldwell's daughter saw, and it's turquoise and onyx on a sterling silver chain.
Okay.
And this piece is made from coral chips and jade and pearls. And as I was fashioning it, I was crying because I thought every chip was a piece of me that had been taken out of this situation. And being a Christian as well, there's a verse that says that the potter wants to put us back together again. And they're talking about, the Lord, when you're a broken person, He likes to come and put you back together emotionally and mentally. And as I was putting each chip onto the wire, it was as if I was putting myself back together. So this is my testimony of me coming back together with the coral and the jade, and and jade being strong, and coral as we know is made from the marine skeleton animals, and it's formed over the years. Very fragile, but also very strong at the same time. So that's my testimony.
Now, putting so much into these pieces, especially you said you were crying with this one, do you feel sad when they're sold?
A part of me is like, I don't want you to go, but the other part of me is, it's my piece, it's me, and I'm giving. If one of my pieces make you happy, then I've given some joy to you. So, in you purchasing it, you make me happy, yes, financially. But to see the smile on somebody's face when they pick up on my pieces and they go, oh yeah, this is exactly what I've been looking for, or to have somebody say, I've been trying to find something for my wife or my mom, and this piece is like her all over, and that makes me happy. So at the end of the day, the first 2 seconds of them saying, can I have it? It's like, no, but then the rest of it is like, sure, go ahead.
No, you can't. I'm sorry. It's a piece of my soul, and these pieces are a piece of your soul. Now, how long have you been selling jewelry?
It'll be about 10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
Is there a particular person that you've sold to that really sticks out? I mean, you mentioned when you started the antiques dealer, but aside from that, is there somebody you've sold a piece to and it's really stuck in your mind?
A bride.
A bride?
Yes, a bride. She's hearing impaired.
Okay.
And everything was great. Her fiance, they had a great job. She had a wonderful job. And about 6 months before the wedding, he was laid off.
Oh no.
And 3 months before the wedding, she was laid off. They had 18 bridesmaids, so I had to make
18 bridesmaids.
18.
Do they have 18 groomsmen
18
too?
groomsmen.
Oh my
so
goodness.
I was making the jewelry for the bridesmaids, for the bride, for the mothers. And
wow. I mean, that's a big job.
That was a big job.
Yeah.
It was a big job. When she first approached me and told me I started then and there to get the pieces together, because that's what 22 people that I'm making pieces for, and they're all very intricate pieces. And so she approached me and she said, "I'm very sorry, the deposit is what I can only do, and I'm so sorry." And I thought, it's not always about the money, and pay it forward. I lived a very privileged lifestyle. There wasn't anything that I wanted that I didn't get.
Right.
And coming to Canada, I encountered a different lifestyle.
Absolutely.
But my uncle again, he said, whatever you can do for somebody, do it out of the goodness of your heart, not because you're expecting something back. And I just said to her, here are the pieces.
Wow.
And to this day, I still get a phone call every so often from her telling me how they're doing and what's going on. They've moved out of the country. And it was one of my best moments.
Yes.
Because of that.
Well, it's definitely a very inspiring story, and pay it forward is something that we should all practice in this society. You are watching What's Going On. We are talking to Dianne Robinson, a jewelry designer with very unique stories and very beautiful, unique pieces. So go get a drink of water, have some lunch, tell your friends about this great show, and we'll be right back.